Hey, g'day, my name's Jim Pope. I'm the owner of 3 Triumphs, a Triumph Dolomite Sprint rally car, a Triumph TR7 that looks like a rally car but isn't, and this old 2500 Triumph that used to be my father's rally car. I also have a Toyota Celica GT4. Now I've been making videos going back to the old great big beater camera you put on your shoulder, or bolted it to an enormous bracket in the back of the Dolomite and motorsporting events, and slowly making more and more of these little videos, and well, I've decided to make a blog. Well, here we are. I thought I'd make a blog. Now, I've never made a blog before, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be talking about, but anyway, today's little adventure. Well, I should be working on my cars, of course, but that's not happening due to I'm still waiting on a welder to weld on the rally dolly, and until he's done his welding, I can't work on the dolly at all. Now, I also can't work on the TR7 because I'm going to make a film in that side of the shed, and I don't want to disable the TR7 until after I've made that film. And I'm waiting on the 2 actors that are going to be in that film to work out a day that when they're both available. End result is I can't make the film, so I can't work on the TR7, and I can't work on the dolly due to the welder. So I thought I would go out today and do a whole lot of filming of incidental sort of stuff that is for a number of other projects that are coming up. And so one of those is, and not wishing to sound morbid, one of those is to make a film for my funeral. Now, for those of you who watch any of my videos, you might be familiar with one of my characters called Malcolm, who is supposed to be a rough, tough Australian farmer who usually just stands in front of the camera and does monologues to the camera talking about amusing, I wouldn't say funny, amusing stories about his farm animals or his failed romances or whatever it might be. I've made quite a few of these films over the years. Anyway, I thought I would do a Malcolm film direct to camera, which will basically be a eulogy for my funeral. Now, I'm not expecting a funeral in the near future, at least I'm hoping not, but I just thought it'd be good to be ready, you know. I'd stick the DVD in with the will and Bob's your uncle. So I've got to go out and find a nice quiet bit of country road to film that one. I'm also making another film sometime, if I make it, it's a sequel to a film I made some years ago, which is not on YouTube because it's full of copyrighted music, and that's because the music is part of the narrative of the story. It's a midlife crisis type film. And I'm making a sequel to that, which is more of a romantic film. Boy gets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets girl type film. Again, full of copyrighted music that'll tell the story. But part of that film, I need vision of this type of thing, me driving along the road and the car driving along the road and arty-farty sort of stuff, you know, clouds or creek water dripping over a rock or something, you know what I mean. And that stuff will take a bit of accumulating, but at the moment I just thought I'd get that me driving along the road stuff. And of course it needs a leading lady, and all my friends who act in my films have already been in the first film, so I can't use them in the second film. So the whole thing might stall on me finding a leading lady. So there's that to film as well. Well, that's about it really. I don't know that I'm, what am I, yeah. The other thing that I'm doing a lot of these days is interviewing particularly old guys that have been around rallying and motorsport all their lives, and they still own their old rally car, say, and so I'm interviewing them about their adventures and their rally car. And for that I've got a sort of basic intro for that I've made, but I still need that 2-camera piece of me driving along like this and saying, I'm on my way to visit Joe about his Ford, that type of thing. And I've got a whole swag of interviews lined up. So there's about, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these to do in this car anyway. And there's another 6 or 7 to do in the old Triumph. And so I thought I'd just sort of film. There's a bit of film trickery because it's meant to be on the way to see them, but you know, it is what it is, you know. So I've got to film all those as well. That'll be on a different GoPro to this one. This is a fisheye lens GoPro, it's an old one, and I've got another one that doesn't do fisheye, so I'll swap them over at some point. Now the other thing I was going to say that is that the TR7, and I was thinking that I would work on the TR7 after I've made the film with, well, I should talk about that other film as well. Well, again, this will sound very morbid to some people, but I've got a warped sense of humour, and I've totally rewritten the dead parrot sketch from Monty Python, and I'm going to remake that sort of dead parrot sketch, except it'll be a dead Jim, me, and I'm using women actors who will basically be bringing back a dead Jim and complaining about it being dead, and the whole dead parrot sort of sketch. I've completely reworked it and reworked the ending, and again, that's for my funeral. I thought everyone might get a laugh out of that. They may not. I have mentioned it to some people, and some people are right into it and go, oh yeah, that'd be fun, and others have this horrid look on their face. Anyway, that's the film I'm making in the side of the garage where the TR7 is. That's why I need to keep the TR7 mobile. And so once I've made that film, I did toy with starting to work on the TR7 if the welder hasn't come along to free me up on the dolly. But that would mean both of my main classic cars, I'd still have the 2500, but it would mean both of them are completely in bits and disabled. And you sort of think that's fine, and years ago it wouldn't have worried me one little bit. I'd dance into that straight away. But the dolly's fine. I'll work on the dolly till it's finished, and then I'll work on the 7. Yeah, the 7, I got to put power steering in it. Yeah, there's a few jobs, and they're all going to disable it pretty well for quite a bit of time. So I won't be doing that. And I don't know why this GoPro camera keeps turning off, but that's another story. And that's pretty well the end of what today's story is all about. And so I'll just do those things and see what happens, and that's about all I can think of to say for now.